Hey there! Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you dig this message, like, subscribe, comment below, and let's get the show on the road. So I asked my Instagram fam, what have they been struggling in regards to relationships? And I got some responses, so I'm going to talk about 3 of those responses today. So the first one was, how do I communicate fears without attachment? So how do you attach to these, to essentially the expectation of somebody responding in a way that you want them to? Well, for one, practice non-judgment all the time. 2, give up control of how you want the other individual to respond. Give up control of expectations, give up control of situations, give up control of people. And how you do that is utilizing this mantra of I give up control and I choose the path of least resistance. Yeah. So you can say, like, I give up control of situations, people, and experiences, or expectations, and I choose the path of least resistance. That was so helpful for me when I was beginning to manifest the guy that I currently have brought into my life. So yeah, that's what I utilize, and just knowing that what another individual does or say has literally nothing to do with you. It's just based on their own perspective, it's based on their own level of awareness, and it's just based on what they're also going through. So if I tell somebody my fears and they're super stressed about their own problems, they might not be attentive to me in that moment, right? But this is where we also get to practice, being present with that other individual. So make sure you practice non-judgment, acceptance, and of course, giving up control. The second struggle was feeling like they're not ready. So I feel like I'm not ready. I'm still healing. So one, we're always healing. Healing is a forever journey. It is never going to end. However, when you practice healing and when you intentionally heal and you practice on healing your triggers in any relationship or when they do come up, what you'll start to see is that the intensity of the triggers, of the anxiety, of the anger, of the sadness will start to diminish, which is really, really cool, because at the start of the summer and even like last year and all of the years prior, the intensity of my anxiety in regards to relationships, family members, anything that I was triggered by, the intensity was so large that I would always break down, and that's not really happening anymore, which is really, really powerful, and which is really cool because I've done so much of the inner work. So knowing that healing is a forever journey, you can then ask yourself, well, am I really not ready? Like, what barriers am I bringing up that makes me feel like I'm not ready? Because it's okay to not be ready. Like, you don't have to have a partner. But if you're truly desiring one, like in the back of your mind, asking yourself those questions of, why do I not want to bring one in? Why do I feel closed off? What about bringing in a partner scares me the most? Ask yourself these powerful questions and continue to ask yourself those whys, and how you can surpass this is going to really be beneficial, especially if you're wanting to bring in a relationship, and that is something that you're truly desiring. But you got to ask yourself the right questions, right? So for a long time, I wasn't ready to bring in a relationship, and I thought I was. And just, towards the end of, I think, like May, beginning of summer, end of May is when I realized, like, okay, I actually, like, I'm ready. I know in my gut, in my body, in my soul, like, I am ready to bring in a relationship. And guess what? Like, I started working on myself to bring in a relationship. And it was remarkable because I manifested somebody really beautiful. So yeah, ask yourself those really powerful questions, and you'll get all of the answers if you really tune in and you allow yourself to, open up with just yourself. Like, that's all you got to really do in the beginning, is just be open with yourself. Love yourself a little bit more. 3, The third one is really funny because the individual wants somebody that's taller than them, but they keep attracting individuals who are shorter and insecure. So focus on what you do want. What is it that you want in a partner, in a relationship? You want somebody who's probably secure, confident, you know, what have you. Find those things within yourself first. Cultivate that first. So if you're seeing that an individual is insecure and what have you, one, we're practicing judgment, and we don't want to practice judgment. We want to practice non-judgment, because one, judgment is exhausting, and you also create barriers. So if you're creating a barrier within yourself and somebody else, then you're not allowing that oneness to come through, which the law of oneness is really, really powerful, because if we practice the law of oneness, then we also practice, the law of attraction in a really powerful way. So be mindful of the language that you're using, to where you are focusing on what you want versus what you don't want. Practice, again, non-judgment, acceptance of yourself, so you can then accept somebody else. And guess what? You'll get what you desire. I would suggest writing out a list of what it is that you're wanting to attract. What do they like? Maybe how they dress. Maybe you want somebody who's stylish, or maybe you want a guy with a beard, long hair, or maybe you want somebody who's over 6 feet. Maybe you want somebody who is super secure, confident, loves to dance, or whatever, right? Focus on what you want, and know that he is coming because you're focusing on what you want. If you focus on continuing on thinking oh, I'm always attracting somebody who's shorter than me, I'm always attracting somebody who's insecure, I'm always attracting somebody who doesn't like communicating to me or communicating with me about his feelings, guess what? That's exactly what you're going to attract, because that's exactly what you're focusing on. Focus on what you want versus what you don't want. Write it all out. Do the thing. And when you notice, if somebody is coming towards you, or maybe not coming towards you, but maybe they're attracted to you and they happen to be shorter. All right, let's start practicing non-judgment. Maybe this guy is actually really cool. Maybe you can just be friends with him. Creating that place where you get to see somebody for who they are is going to be really, really powerful, even if you're not really physically attracted to them, and that's okay too. So those are the 3 struggles that I wanted to talk to y'all about in my video. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Subscribe, do your thing. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Super freaking tired. I am going to go sleep because Polly Pocket needs to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to coach a client at 8. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video.